Hello and welcome to Building Your Spiritual Business podcast. I'm your host, Brian Mandrell. And if you're watching this on YouTube, welcome to my YouTube channel. And if you're watching this on my website, welcome to my website. Today, we're going to talk about understanding the big picture of online marketing and how to build a business online. Because there's so many pieces to this and it can be very overwhelming. If you don't know that or understand the big picture of how all these things fit together. And for me, when I first started out, I didn't really understand the big picture. And until I did, I was confused. I didn't know what to do next. What was the process? But once I understood the big picture of how all these things fit together, it really made things easier for me and it really sped things up for me as well. So again, I want to make it easier for you than it was for me, because again, in the very beginning, I struggled with this stuff. But again, once you understand the big picture, it makes it much easier. So let's go ahead and switch over to the computer and let's get started, and I'll see you over there. Warning, this is only a 10,000 foot view. So when watching this video or listening to this podcast, your goal is just to kick back, relax, because in the future, I'll teach you how to do all of this with an easy step-by-step framework and processes. So with online marketing, as well as building your business, there's three types of barriers. The first barrier is lack of knowledge, understanding the big picture. And this is why I had this video in this podcast today. So that's really a very major barrier, is not really understanding the big picture and how things fit together. Because once you understand that, then it makes building your online business much easier and much faster. Also, another barrier with lack of knowledge is the tech part or the technology part, because there is a big learning curve when it comes to technology. And just so you know, technology is not intuitive. Whoever said that phrase was probably designing the tech, so they understood in their head how things should be. But for the average person that does not have a background in tech, there is definitely a technology barrier. And again, I'll show you how to overcome that much faster with step-by-step processes. Also, with the lack of knowledge, there's lack of sales. So most people have never been taught how to sell. I didn't really understand how to sell either until I got into this business. And then as well as with lack of knowledge, there's lack of marketing skills. And again, most of the people that start their online business or started business, they don't have a background in sales and marketing. Again, with myself, I started out as a massage therapist. I was a acupuncturist, herbalist, and then a hypnotist. So these things did not come easy for me. I had to learn and overcome this barrier with lack of knowledge. And again, this is why I built Next Level Healer, is to help you overcome these barriers, especially lack of knowledge, because that's where most people get bogged down, and that's where most people quit with their online business, because it's so hard to overcome these barriers unless you have someone teaching you or showing you how to do all this stuff. So the second type of barrier is strategic. So what is the most effective way of doing this stuff, right? Because making content, building your site, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort. But if you know how to do it the most effective way, it makes it much easier. Most people, they don't pre-plan either. So with the strategic part, you have to pre-plan. Where does this content fit in your overall marketing scheme? So with this video, this podcast, I know exactly where it's going. I know exactly what I'm going to say because I've pre-planned all this. And then also with the strategic part is not staying on course. And this business is very easy to find the sparkly, shiny object syndrome, but you really have to stay on course. And again, knowing where all of your content fits on your website, on your marketing plan, what you're going to say, how it fits. So again, with this podcast or this video or this success module, I know exactly where this video is going to go. And then the third type of barrier in this business is the mental barrier. So lack of confidence, and lack of confidence comes from lack of knowledge, right? So if you don't understand what you're doing, then you're like, oh, there's self doubt, you're unsure. But once you understand the big picture, you can overcome the technology barrier, the sales and marketing. Then you get very confident. But again, lack of confidence typically comes from lack of knowledge. Also, with the mental barrier is lack of direction and lack of focus. And the third part of the mental barrier is second guessing yourself. I do this all the time. I do this when I start making a business, with this business as well. I had to ask my coach, like, do you think this is the best way of doing this? Because I knew it was, but again, you second guess yourself so much in this business. And that's why it's important to have a tribe of people, or like a group of people to be a part of, so that you can ask questions, and then that stops the second guessing. And once you stop second guessing yourself around maybe a piece of content, or how your site should look, or your actual niche, then you do things again with more confidence, and it really reduces the stress. One of my business goals is to make it easier for you than it was for me. Because for me in the very beginning, I struggled. It was super, super ass hard. I was frustrated. I was just, God, it was so difficult. Because when I was building my online business in the very, very beginning, back in around 2007, 2008, there was hardly any resources. I had to figure out most of this stuff on my own. I had to overcome the technology barrier, the sales barrier, the marketing barrier, second guessing myself, all those things I had to overcome alone by myself. And my goal for you again is to make it easier for you than it was for me. So when you build your online business, or building your business, there's a roadmap. And again, if you can find a process or an outline or a blueprint or a roadmap, once you understand this stuff, then it makes it much easier. When I first started out, I did not have a roadmap. I was trying to put these pieces together, and I had no idea what to do first, how they fit together. And again, if you do one kind of out of order, or if you miss a step, it makes it so much harder. And then a lot of people, they go out of business, they get frustrated and stop because they don't understand the big picture or the roadmap. So the first step on your roadmap to building your online business is your product or your service. I like to kind of work here. You can kind of swap one and two, the 1 and 2 steps, but I like to kind of just get a general idea of what are you offering? What is your product or your service? So because in the future, when you know this, it'll make designing your site better and easier, as well as making content. So the second step is knowing your client. Who is your ideal client? And again, if you make your product, or if you kind of have a general idea of what your offer is, then you can kind of go through and say, hey, where does this product or service fit? Who is the person that it benefits the most? Okay. And so again, if you know your product or service and you know your ideal client, it makes it so much easier and faster in the future of building your site, making your content, because you know what to say and who to say it to. And then the third step is fundamental sales and marketing. So a basic understanding of sales and marketing. So once you start offering your product or service to your ideal client, where do they go? What are you going to say to them next to actually convert those clients into customers? And most people, they do not understand fundamental sales and marketing. And once you understand sales and marketing, you don't have to sell your product anymore. It becomes a patient or a client education process. And then the first step is to build your website. And again, it's a website that converts. And there's a big difference between a website, a basic design, and a one that converts. And again, in the future, I'll show you how to build a website that converts. And then your sales funnel. So your sales funnel is number 5, and it's the journey a potential customer takes to buy your product or service. So again, if you begin to notice that you have your product or service, that's number 1. Number 2 is knowing your client. Number 3 is understanding fundamental sales and marketing. The 4th step is to build a website that converts, and then the sales funnel. Because what happens is once someone hits your site, your ideal client, and you're offering your product or service, they go into a sales funnel, which then has some fundamental or sort of basic sales and marketing aspects to it. So the sixth step is your email campaign. So an email campaign is the email follow-up series, which is part of your sales funnel. And again, this is why it's important to do these things in order, because once you understand the order of how to build out your business online, it makes it much faster, much easier, because you know, hey, I have a product or service, I know my client, I understand basic sales and marketing, my website converts, I have a sales funnel, and now once those people or those potential customers are in your sales funnel, then you send them an email series, which then is part of your sales funnel, which has your marketing and sales in it, and you're speaking to your ideal client, giving them the product or service that they need to overcome the barrier or the painful thing that they're trying to change in their life. And the seventh step is traffic. Okay, so again, if you do this out of order, you can kind of see once you start getting traffic and you don't know your product or service, or you don't know your ideal client, you're running traffic to your site and in your sales funnel. And so again, with your traffic, it can be coming from your website, your sales funnel, SEO, which I'll explain to you, I think, on the next module or the next video about SEO, Facebook ads, social media, etc. So if your site doesn't convert, you start running traffic to it, then you don't have a sales funnel. So again, if you know the big picture, if you know the roadmap and you do it one step at a time, it's much easier, it's much faster, you'll be more successful and it'll be way, way easier for you. All right, so if you get all those 7 steps in place, then it increases your odds of being successful online. But most people do this incorrectly. I did it first because, again, I didn't understand the actual big picture. So with me, I knew my product or service because I was in the industry and I was doing some paid advertising, like with print ad, newspaper ads, or like coupon book ads when I first started out back in 2007. And then I built my website and I started running traffic to it. So if you notice, I was missing step 2, 3, 5, and 6, right? I knew 1, 4, and 7, but I was missing these steps. And in doing so, I struggled online in the very beginning because I didn't understand how all of this stuff fit together. And again, once you understand this, it's going to make building your business online much easier, much faster, and will increase your odds of success. All right, so again, the 7 steps. The first step, know your product or service. What are you offering? Step number 2, knowing your customer. Who is your ideal customer? Step 3, fundamental sales and marketing. So you have to have a basic understanding of sales and marketing. Number 4, a website that converts. Number 5, your sales funnel. 6, your email campaign. And 7, then you start running traffic to your site. And that will create online happiness and online success. So let's break this big picture down into 7 easy levels. So the first level, number 1, again, is your product. Number 2 is your client. Number 3 is sales and marketing. Number 4 is your website. Number 5, your sales funnel. Number 6, your email. And number 7, traffic. So those are 7 easy levels. If you go through each level one at a time and in order, it'll make your life much easier. I guarantee it. So let's talk about level 1, your product. Why is your product the first thing you should work on? And here are the top 3 reasons. Number 1, almost everything you do when building your online business will be based around your product or your services. And I will repeat that because it's so very important. Almost everything you do when building your online business will be based around your product or services. Number 2, it'll make building your online business, writing content for your website and your sales page, and making social media content much easier and faster. Speed, efficiency, and strategy is key in this business. And again, I will repeat that. Speed, efficiency, and strategy is key in this business. Number 3, you convert more of your potential customers into clients. So again, if you know your product. If you have a very good idea of what your product is and what you're offering, it'll make everything easier and better, and you will convert more people into clients. So level 2, your client. The top 3 reasons why you should know who your ideal client is. Because number 1, every piece of your online content that you'll ever make will be based off who your ideal client or clients are. You may have more than one ideal client, but every piece of content that you will make, you'll be speaking to who your ideal client is or clients are. So you'll be using language on your website, on your emails, in your sales funnel, speaking directly to who that ideal client is. So is it a woman? Is it a man? Is it someone between the ages of 15 and 35 or 35 to 65? And what do they do? What's their jobs? What are their fears? What are they trying to overcome? How are you going to help that person with their stress? So again, once you understand who your ideal client is or clients are, then it makes it much easier to make content. And again, you'll make every piece of content based off who they are. And number 2, it'll make building your online business, writing content for your website and your sales page, and making social media content much easier and faster. Because again, you'll know exactly who you are speaking to. And number 3, it'll make your marketing and sales easier and more effective. So you'll be able to sell your product easier because again, you know who you're speaking to specifically. So level 3 is sales and marketing. So what's the difference between sales and marketing? I hear these terms all the time, and I think it's important to understand the difference between sales and marketing. So sales is all of the specific activities which lead to selling your product or service. Marketing is the process of getting people interested in your product or services. So marketing is you're getting people interested in your product, where they say, hey, I think that would work for me. And then the sales part is the activities which lead them to buying your product or service. So again, marketing is getting people interested in your product, and sales is the process which they use to buy your product. So let's talk about sales. Understanding how to sell your product or service and having your sales process mapped out before you build your website will make building your website, your online content, and your future sales funnels easier, faster, and more efficient. Again, in this business, you want to do it easier and faster and more efficient. Again, with this video, with this podcast, I know specifically the top 5 places, if not 6 places, where this video or this podcast is going to go in the future. And I know where it fits into my sales process. And now let's talk about marketing. Understanding basic marketing and having your marketing message honed down to your specific person will make all of your future website building and sales funnel and content creation faster, easier, and much more efficient and effective. Again, more efficient and more effective is key, because when you have your marketing message honed, you'll be speaking to your ideal client. Who are they? Again, are they married? Are they single? Is it a woman? Is it a man? What is it? Are they Hispanic? Are they white? Are they African American? Whatever they are, whoever your ideal client is, you'll be making and honing your message to that specific person. You'll know what to say, how to say it. When you really understand marketing, you don't have to sell your product or service. And this is key because everybody's afraid of selling. I don't want to sell. I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to seem like scammy or like unethical. Once you understand marketing, you don't have to sell your product, because again, you will be solving a problem to a specific person. Okay, so once you have your marketing message honed, there is no selling. You don't have to sell your product or service once you understand how to market your business correctly. Plus, you'll be able to launch your business and generate income faster and easier. Again, once you understand sales and marketing, it makes your life so much easier and you can help more people. So I like to break down these 7 parts into 2 parts of your online business. So the foundation of your online business is your product, understanding your client, and then the sales and marketing. Okay, so that's the first part that I teach or I coach on, because again, that's the foundation of your business, and you'll be using that information in the future over and over and over again. Again, sales and marketing. How do you market your product to your ideal client? Once you understand that, you don't really have to sell. But on level 4, 5, 6, 7, this is where most people get stuck. And they get frustrated and they get overwhelmed. And this is where most of the people, they actually quit, or they just give up and say, well, it's good enough with this. But again, if you build your website that converts, you understand the sales process, you have a sales funnel. Once you understand email marketing, and again, email marketing, because you'll be doing marketing within your emails, and then you get traffic. So again, level 1, 2, 3, that's the foundation. And level 4, 5, 6, 7, website, sales funnel, email, traffic, that's the tech part. That's the technology part. That is the technology barrier part. And again, this is where most people get frustrated. They get overwhelmed because they don't have the basic understanding or the knowledge of the tech. And then they get stuck behind the tech barrier. And I'm going to show you how to overcome that much easier, much faster than if you had to try to do it by yourself. And so let's talk about your website. And again, that's the tech level on level 4. And your website only has 2 roles. And this is very important because most people don't understand this. Your website only has 2 roles or 2 functions. Its first function or role is to market your business. All right, to market your business, to get your visitors interested in your product or your service. Okay, so again, it's one job, it's one role, is to market your business, to get your visitors interested in your product or service. And then the second role is to move your interested visitors into your sales funnel. And this is why it's important to have your sales funnel partially mapped out before you build your site, because you know, like specifically, once you have this person, this visitor on your site, and you market to them correctly, then they move into your sales funnel. And this makes building your website much easier. And your website is not about you. It's all about your ideal client. And I see this all the time with people on their website. They don't understand the 2 roles that their site has: to market your business and then to move them into the sales funnel. They don't understand this, and what they do is they build a site that's all about them. It's all about their certificates, their awards, who they are, what they, and so they make their site about them. And it's not about you. It's not about me. If you go to my sites, it's not about me. I'm hardly ever on that site. I'm on the about page, but that's about it. What I'm doing is I'm marketing to my ideal client, which is you, and then I'm showing you, walking you through the actual marketing process of how I can help you overcome the frustrations and the pain of building an online business. All right. So it's not about me, it's about you. And again, your site is not about you. And I've seen it over and over and over again with my coaching clients. I go on their site and it's all about them, their awards, the front page, the home page is all about them. And that doesn't convert, and they're frustrated and they can't figure it out. The reason why is because your visitor, honestly, here's the truth, they don't care about you. They don't care about who you are. They don't give a crap. All they're interested in is can you help them get out of the pain or the frustration that they're in at the moment. They want to get rid of the pain and the frustration, and all they care about is themselves and if you can help them. Again, this is why your website is not about you. It's all about your ideal client. So when building your website, you must build your website with marketing in mind. And there's a huge difference between a site which is built with a typical Wix or Squarespace or basic website design versus a website that's built and designed to market to your visitors and move them into your sales funnel. So in short, if you go in and let's say with Wix and you use their basic template, that basic design is not designed to convert. it's made by website designers, not website marketers. And there's a big difference between a website that has a design to it that looks pretty, but it does nothing to market or to move your customers or your visitors into your sales funnel. And you must own your website because it's one of the, if not the biggest business assets you have. And with online marketing, there's a big debate. What's a platform should I use? And is it Wix, or is it Squarespace, or just something else? Let me end that for you right now. And if you stick around with me long enough, which I hope you do, you're gonna hear me say this over and over and again. You must own your website. If you have a Wix site, you do not own that. Wix owns that. If they go out of business, if they raise their actual rates, you're stuck with that, because your website is one of the biggest assets you have in your business besides yourself. Your website is number two. You want to own that. And so when I say own that, that means like a WordPress site. And people are scared off but like WordPress. I started out learning WordPress, and there's no need to be overwhelmed by that because I will show you how to do that in the future. I have a training module just over WordPress, how to use it, how to build a site that converts. And that's very, very important. So again, you want to own your site because I've been in this business a very, very long time, and I have seen software platforms like Wix or Squarespace go out of business, or they raise the actual rates, or something happens. And again, you're going to build your site. If you're going to build it, you might as well build it right the first time, right? And if not, you can pivot and do some other things. But again, you want to own your site. And WordPress has been around since almost the actual beginning of online marketing, or like online stuff. And they're going to be around in the future. So again, I will show you how to do that. I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process to help you overcome the technology barrier. I also have pre-made website page templates and frameworks for you to use. This process will help you to avoid getting bogged down when building your website or overhauling your existing website. Remember, my goal for you is to make it easier for you than it was for me. Because remember, in the very beginning for me, there were hardly any resources, and it took me, honestly, it took me years and years and years to understand these frameworks and these processes. And I want to make it easier for you. I'm going to give you everything that I know, again, to overcome those barriers, to make it much faster and easier. And I spent, again, years and years of pain, frustration, and a lot of money to understand how everything works. All right, so level 5 is your sales funnel. And so what is a sales funnel? It's the process, steps, or journey your future clients will take when buying your product or service. So here's a very basic but very effective 3-step sales funnel. So the first step is, let's say on your website, you have a button that says schedule your free session, or schedule your free coaching call, or schedule now. Okay, so you have a button on your actual website. Your visitor comes to this website. You've done well at marketing to them specifically, and they said, okay, they can help me. So they click on the button. And then on steps 2 of your sales funnel, they'll go to your calendar. And then on your calendar, they will schedule a time to do I do like a lot of free consultations. And so they'll go onto your schedule, they'll click on your consultation. And then the third step is they'll go in and then they'll speak with you on a free consultation or a free coaching call or something free, so that they can understand that you can help them with their pain and frustration, and that you know what you're talking about. So again, 3-step, and this is what most people will have. I kind of prefer the next one, which is a 5-step. But again, for most people that have a brick and mortar business, this is how it works. Step 1, they schedule their free session with you. Step 2, they either call you in person, which I think is better, but they can also schedule with you online. And then the actual third step is you go do a free consultation to educate them about your business, what you do, and then how you can help them get out of the pain or frustration which they are experiencing. And once you have these 3 steps in place, there's no selling. Because on the third step, I'll show you in the future how to do a free consultation, one that converts very easily. And it's not selling them, it's educating them. It's a simple process of how to educate someone how that you can help them. Another basic but very effective 5-step sales funnel. So you've been through the sales funnel. You could be here today because of the sales funnel. And typically in this business with this niche, like you guys, you'll probably only have 2 sales funnel. The last one, the three steps, that's typically for a brick and mortar business, but it happens sometimes as well. I think this is more effective for an online business. And again, you've been through this 5-step sales funnel. You probably didn't know what was going on. And so step 1, again, you have your website that converts. You've done your marketing. You know your product. You know your ideal client. You're marketed to them correctly. They think, okay, you can help them with the pain or frustration which they have, and then you offer a free download on your site. So they'll click on your free button, like this free download or get started now, and then it takes them either to a opt-in box or a landing page. And then on that landing page, they can opt in, you put your email address in, and again, you get a free download. Okay, so that's step 2. And then step 3, you go into a email campaign. And again, you've done this before many times throughout the years. This is a very effective but basic 5-step sales funnel. And then once your ideal client or visitor is in your email campaign, then you market to them, because remember, this is very important. Most of your online sales will come off of your email campaigns. Most people don't buy off of your website with an online business. They buy from your email campaign. And this is why it's important to have your sales funnel mapped out correctly and you understand marketing. And then in your email, let's say that you offer a free consultation, then they sign up for that free consultation, and then again, they go with you, or like with me, for their free coaching consultation or their free consultation. Again, that's where you educate them, and then you let them know that you can help them with their pain or frustration, which they are experiencing. Okay, so again, very effective. Step 1, you have a button on your site. And again, these buttons on your site, they're there in certain locations for a certain reason. The sites that I build are built to convert. Okay, so again, the buttons, the words, the things I have, the structure I have on my websites, they're there for a reason. I don't put stuff on my site just to put stuff on my site. Again, they're there for a reason. Okay, 3 types of sales funnels that you'll have in your business, and typically in this niche, these are the 3 types. So the first one is linear, and this is the most common and easiest to build, and which most of us will have in this niche, and those are the 2 previous examples. So the 3-step and the 5-step sales funnel. Then there is ascending sales funnel, and again, this is taking a small step to a higher price product or service. And again, in the future, I'll show you how to do this. And basically with that, what you're doing is you're making a very small offer, like a $4 offer or a $9 offer, and then you'll step your person up or your visitor up to a higher price product, like a $100 product or a $500 product. You've seen this before. This happens a lot with like a master class. Someone will sell you like a $4 master class. You go in, take that master class, and then they sell you to a higher price product. So again, typically with us in this type of industry, we'll use these first 2, linear, ascent, and then ascending. There are more than 3, but I just wanted to show you today the top 3. And then there's descending, and that's selling that highest price product or service first. And if your customers do not buy that, then you step them down to a lower price product or service. You see this a lot with coaching. Just so you know, the typical price of coaching online for a year is about $10,000 plus. So a lot of times with high-end coaching, what you'll see is someone will go in and they'll sell their highest price product first. If the customers don't want that, then they step them down to a lower price product. So again, with coaching as example, coaching typically for a year coaching, and that's group coaching, that's not one-on-one coaching, is about $10,000. If someone doesn't want that, then someone will step them down to a $2,000 product or service or coaching program. Again, not as much information in that lower price product, but again, instead of losing that customer, they try to sell them the highest price first and then step them down, so they descend them down to a lower price product or service. But again, typically with us in this niche, we're doing linear and ascending, and across the board, that's typically the most common sales funnels which you'll see online. And in your business, in this niche, you will have two business sales funnels. The first one, you'll have your online or website sales process or sales funnel. Again, that's linear, ascending, or descending. And then you'll have an in-office sales funnel. And that's for your existing clients in your business. Because here's the thing, you've gone through all this work of getting a new customer or client in your business. You have to learn how to sell them so you keep them in your business, right? You want to have your clients, your customers for years. I've had my clients and customers for years. When I was an acupuncturist, I had some of my existing clients, I had them from the very beginning. I had them from over a 10-year span in my clinic because I was helping them with stress, other things come up with their health. So you want to keep your clients within your business because you've worked so hard to get them into your clinic or your business. And I'll teach you how to build both. Again, very important to understand the online sales process, have a site that converts, and then as well, how to keep your existing clients in your business over a long term. Because again, you got them in your business, let's keep them in your business. And again, you're here to help people, right? You're here is to make their life better, and things happen in the future with their health, which you can help them with, or their stress or their anxiety or like whatever you treat. All right. So the sixth level is email. And what is an email service provider? It's an online email platform that stores your email content and sends out your automated email campaigns to your clients. And you see this every single day. You sign up somewhere for something and someone gives you an email every day. And again, that email is stored on a software platform. And here are the top platforms. Not in any order. I don't have an emotional connection with any one of these. So the first one is GetResponse. The second one is ActiveCampaign. There's MailerLite. There's ConvertKit, and that's what I'm using right now at the moment. I'm kind of testing out a ConvertKit, and then there's MailChimp. MailChimp is okay. I would probably use the top 4 over MailChimp, but again, MailChimp works just as well in the very beginning, and it's very easy to use. So what is an email campaign? An email campaign is part of your sales funnel and are designed to reach out to your subscribers and provide valuable content and relevant offers. So again, you've seen this over and over again with your own emails. Someone sends you an email. We're having a special this week at the grocery store or at like Kohl's shopping or Michael's craft store, like whatever. And then they're putting you into a sales funnel. And again, there's many levels of this. It can be very complicated or it can be very easy. Again, I'll walk you through how to build out a campaign. And using email campaigns allows you to build deep and trusting relationships with your potential and existing customers. And this is important to understand because you want to build a deep and trusting relationship with your customers. When you have that, you don't have to sell anything. You give them an offer and they're more than happy to buy it because you've built this deep and trusting relationship. A lot of the content you will provide in your email campaigns come from knowing how your product helps your ideal client and how to market and sell to your ideal client. And this is very important. Again, this is why it's important to know marketing. It's important to know the benefits of your product and who your ideal client is. Because again, with everything that you do with your content, you're speaking directly to your ideal client. You're using words that they use. You're speaking to them directly. And here is a tiny marketing tip. Most of your sales will come from your email campaigns, not from your ads or social media content. I'll say that again. Most of your sales will come from your email campaigns, not from your ads or social media content. Most people don't understand this. They make content online. They do Instagram, they do TikTok reels, they do Instagram reels, they do Facebook ads. They actually run ads, and they don't convert online. And they get frustrated because they don't understand that most of the sales come from your email campaigns. This is why it's important to understand and have a site that converts. What you're doing is you're converting your visitors into your email list. You're driving them, moving them into your email campaigns, and then you sell them. Again, once you have this deep relationship, you don't have to sell anything, but the goal is to move them from your site into an email campaign most of the time, especially with online marketing, okay? So again, that's where the 3-step and the 5-step sales process or the sales funnels are very important to understand, is because if you get them on your email list, you know how to market to them, you know how to sell them, and you know how to structure your email campaigns correctly, then you don't have to sell anything. You say, here's my offer, and I'm like, okay, I like what you have, right? Very easy. So again, this is the effective 5-step sales funnel, right? So you have a join free button on your site located correctly because your site converts. It moves them to a landing page or an opt-in page. They get on your email list, and then you offer them, after educating them on a free consultation, they sign up, and then you speak with them specifically. So again, on my site, I have a join free. I drive you to a landing page. You get on my email list, and I say, hey, if you like what I have, what you do, you come on, let's do a free coaching call, and then you come and talk to me directly, all right? And then I can see if I can help you. If I can't, I can't. If I can, great. Again, there's no selling. I'm just showing you I know what I'm talking about. I'm going to help you with your business. It's a very easy process, right? It's a very safe process, correct? All right. So number 7 is, level 7 is traffic. So what are the main website traffic sources? Number 1 is direct. You tell someone about your website. So let's say that I'm out at the store and I'm talking to actually someone in line at the grocery store, and they want to learn about online marketing. And so I say, hey, I'm a great coach. Here's my site, nextlevelhealer.com. And so that's direct traffic. The next one is referral. So someone tells someone else about your website, or they have a link on their website or social media platform pointing to your website. And we'll talk about this more when we talk about SEO. But again, so let's say that this person that I told about my website earlier, they came in, they got my coaching, love my coaching, and then they have a friend that's a massage therapist, and they say, hey, go check out Brian at nextlevelhealer.com. He's a great coach. He's helped me a lot. So that's, again, that is a referral from someone tells someone else about your website. And the third way is search, and someone is searching online for information about your type of product or service, and they find your website. And again, we talk about this in SEO around keyword research. And so let's say someone is typing in how to build a spiritual business, and they find me, nextlevelhealer.com, and they love my information. They sign in, love my coaching because I've been doing this for like a very long time. So again, that's search engine. So someone is searching online for information about your type of product or service. And the fourth one is paid. So you run an online ad. So I run an online ad about how to grow your spiritual business. Someone clicks on my ad, and then they're moved into my sales funnel or to my website. Again, this is why it's important to have everything in place before you run an ad. Now you understand that. Never run an ad unless you have your back end stuff in place. Again, does your website convert? Do you have a sales funnel? How is your marketing message? Do you know specifically who that ad is talking to? All these things are very important. Again, this is why people get frustrated and they lose money online, is because they don't have their back end in place first. Never run an ad. Okay, so right now with this business, I'm still doing my back end stuff. My site is not up and running yet completely. I'm still making content, but I'm not putting content out until I have my email campaign set up. Okay, because the last thing that I want is someone running to my site and there's no place for them to go. I don't have anything in place, meaning sales funnel, my email campaigns, all that, because I want to move you guys, my customers, into my email campaigns, and then again, sell someone on your product or service in the future. So again, there's direct traffic, there's referral traffic, there's search traffic, and there's paid traffic. And the last one is social media. So if someone sees your social media post in their feed, or they search for information in the social media platform, and then they go check out your website or blog post. Again, where are you driving these people from social media? If your site is not ready, if your sales funnel is not in place, there's no point in doing any of that stuff typically because there's no place to put them. They go to an empty site. At the bare minimum, you want your email campaign set up. So you can have a site and then have them sign up for something to get on your list so you can start building that relationship. So again, the main website traffic sources are direct, referral, search, paid, and social media. So let's talk about search traffic. Search traffic, also known as organic traffic. So SEO, search engine optimization. This is where your website ranks on Google, and this is the holy grail of online marketing. And I'll show you how to do SEO in the future. I have a whole module over that because again, very, very important with SEO. And this is the long game in your online marketing strategy is SEO. This is why you should own your own site. And when building your website, you have to focus on your SEO goals because SEO takes time. If you don't own your site, let's say you have a Wix or a Squarespace site, you don't own it, something happens with their business, you've lost all of your SEO. And again, this is a long game in your online marketing strategy. All right, so if you notice, this is my brick and mortar business. I am ranked #1 on Google on the first page under Stop Smoking Hypnosis Denver. I specialized in stop smoking with hypnosis. So because I'm ranked #1, that means that I get 80% of all online searches hitting my website. So when someone types in Stop Smoking Hypnosis Denver, they see my site, I get 80% of everyone that is searching for that keyword. And this is why SEO is so important. This is the long game. It took me a long time. Well, I shouldn't say a long time. It took me about a year to get everything across the board ranked across the board on different pages under different keywords or topics or categories. And this is why you should own your site because for me, if I built this on something other than WordPress, something happened with Wix or Squarespace, and then I lost all this SEO, I would be out of business because again, I don't run any ads with my brick and mortar business in regards to social media. I don't even have a social media account with this site because I don't need it because I understand SEO. This is 100% free. And again, I'll teach you in the future how to do this with your site. I love SEO because it's so effective. And again, I don't pay for this. I've learned how to do it, and now I get 80% of all online searches hitting my site under that keyword. And again, I'll show you how to do that in the future. So social media traffic. So there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's YouTube, and just so you know, Google is the largest search engine on the planet, and YouTube is the second largest search engine. And I'll cover this more in detail in the future with my SEO stuff. So there's Twitter, there's LinkedIn, there's Pinterest, there's TikTok, there's Snapchat, there's Reddit, and podcasting. And so again, these are social media traffic. Plus there'll be many, many more social media platforms in the future. These platforms come and go. Again, Facebook is still probably #1, but it's decreasing now. At some point, Facebook may even go away. So if you build your business around Facebook ads, that's a dangerous game. You want to really think about doing SEO on your site, and that's why you should own your site, is because of SEO reasons. All right, so let's do a little bit of troubleshooting on your social media. If you're having problems with your social media ads and they're not working or converting for you, what you should do is take a look if you really know how your product helps your ideal client. And this is why you should really understand your product and your client before you do a lot of social media ads. If they're not working, there's probably an issue with your product or how you're describing your product and who are you describing your product to, okay? When I coach someone, this is one of the first things I look at is, do you really know the benefits of your product and how that helps your ideal client? And if you're speaking to your ideal client, right? So again, what is a language that you're using? How are you speaking to your ideal client? And if you know the basics of sales and marketing. And again, I did not know basics of sales and marketing online. If you don't, that's okay. It's not your fault. You've probably never been taught it. I never was. But again, I'm gonna make it easier for you than it was for me. I'm gonna show you the basics of sales and marketing. All right, so here's 4 quick social media marketing tips. Things to consider when making a piece of social media content. What is the goal of the content? So again, with this video, with this podcast, I know exactly where it's going, what I'm gonna say, who I'm speaking to before I even make it. Same thing with social media. What is the goal of the content? Number 2, are you talking to your ideal client? All right. So again, it's not you want to be able to talk to who's that person. If the person is a 25-year-old female of a certain race or gender, like a certain identity, you're going to be talking to that ideal client. If that is who your customer is, you speak their language, you talk to them directly. Number 3, does your content move your ideal client to your website or into a sales funnel? I see this a lot. Your content on social media does nothing, that goes nowhere. There's no goal to it. It's just making content to make content. That's not what you want to do. Because content takes so much time and effort to make. You need to make content on purpose, and you need to move your client somewhere. Is it driving them to your website or into a sales funnel? And where else can you use this content? Very important. Again, content takes so much time and effort. Where else can you use that one piece of social media content? Did you know you can shoot one short video and then put that video on YouTube? Number 2, put that same video on Instagram. Number 3, put that same video on TikTok. Number 4, have that same video transcribed and put that transcription on your website as a blog post. And number 5, put that YouTube video on the same blog post, which will help your SEO, which I'll teach you more about that in the future. And number 6, download the audio from the same video into a MP3 format and use that as a podcast. One piece of content in 6 different places, and you only had to make that content once. That's how you can easily and effectively make content and increase your online presence. This is what I've done with this video. So this is probably going to be a 2-part series. So what I'm going to do with this video, and if you heard me say on this video, if you've watching this video on my YouTube channel, or if you watch it like this podcast, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this video that I'm making right now. I'm going to put it as an online training video. That's one place. I'm going to put the same video on YouTube. I'm going to make it into a podcast. I'm going to put it on Instagram. I can put it on as a Facebook post. I'm going to put it on my website as a blog post. I'm going to do everything with this one video. I'm going to put it on YouTube. I'm going to put it on Instagram. I'm going to put it on TikTok. I'm going to have it transcribed and then put that on my website as a blog post. Put that video on the same blog post on my page, which will help my SEO. And then I'm downloading the MP3 audio into this format and using that as a podcast. Again, once you understand how all this works, it's much easier. Again, it's in 6 different places, and I only have to make this content one time. All right. So again, there's 2 parts of your online business. There's the foundation, your product, your customer, your sales and marketing. The second part is the tech part, or technology part, your website, your sales funnel, your email, and your traffic. Once you build your foundation, once you know your product very well, the benefits of your product, okay, and just not what it does, but what are the benefits of your product? Who are you speaking to specifically? Who is your ideal customer? And then if you understand sales and marketing, then you build your website, your sales funnel, your email campaigns, and then you start driving traffic. Traffic typically is the very last thing that you want to start driving to your website, because you have to have everything in place first. If not, you're just wasting that traffic. Someone will hit your site and they're like, this site's not very good, or it's not inspiring, or they don't have what I want, right? So when you start driving traffic, make sure you have majority of the stuff in place. So again, know your product, know your customer inside and out, right? Understand sales and marketing, have a website that converts, have a basic linear 3-step process or a 5-step process, sales funnel in place, have your email campaigns ready, and then drive traffic. A good friend of mine once told me, the key to success is to find a proven process. Never stray from that proven process and use it consistently until you're successful. And that is what you're learning here today, is a proven process. It's proven not just by me, but a lot of the big players in the industry. What you have just learned today is very, very valuable. This is what majority of the people that are very successful online, this is their process. This is their layout. This is their roadmap. Know your product, the benefits of your product, and I can help you with that. Know your ideal customer. I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to teach you sales and marketing. I'm going to show you and give you templates of how to build your website. I'm going to show you how to make a linear 3-5-step sales funnel, as well as the ascending sales funnel, as well as the descending sales funnel if you want that. I'm going to show you how to set up your email provider, how to set up your emails, what to say in your emails. I'm going to show you how to get traffic driving to your website that goes through your sales funnel, that helps you to increase the odds of success with your online business. Great job for being here today and taking action and learning the big picture of online business building. And I look forward to sharing your successes with you in the future. Thanks for being here and listening to Building Your Spiritual Business and learning the big picture with online marketing. And I think in the very beginning, when you're first starting out, there's 2 things which you should learn. The first one is understanding the big picture of online marketing and building your business, as well as understanding SEO, or search engine optimization. And the next podcast and the next video in the series should be learning SEO. Because once you understand SEO, what it is, how to do it, it makes writing content much easier. It makes making content much easier and much more effective and much faster, because that will give you a game plan and ideas of what to make. And making content is very hard. It can take a lot of time, but learning SEO will speed that up for you. So again, thanks for being here. If you found this information helpful and you think someone else would find it helpful as well, I'd be very, very grateful if you shared it with them. You can find me across my social media channels at Next Level Healer. If you want some more tips or information or inspiration on building your spiritual business, you can always swing over to my website, nextlevelhealer.com, and I have some free resources for you there as well. So again, thanks for being here. Thanks for taking the time to learn the big picture with online marketing and online business building, because it will make it faster and easier for you in the future. So keep on keeping on, take action every day to building your business. And before you know it, you'll have your business built, because I want you to be very successful in this field, because the world needs your special gift that you have to offer. So again, thanks for being here today, and I'll see you next time.